Hello, I am Ole. Many people has asked me to make a video to explain a little bit about my Jaguar V12 injection kit. So here it is. I'll try to explain a little bit of the features and details and how you can install it. Here is the ECU. This one looks like a XJ12, but I also have a cover that looks like a XJS, so it will look correct to your car. The ECU itself has built-in fuses for here it is for the ECU and injectors, and this one is for the coil ignition system. This relay is the main relay that arms the whole system. Everything is built into this box, so we don't need to connect any fuses and relays externally. This is a standalone system. Very simple. I tried to make it as simple as possible so people can install it themselves with not too much knowledge about this electronic stuff. So all the connectors has marks. Here it says plus 12 volts for battery. So you connect this one to the battery. This one is for XJ12, and the lengths here are adapted to the engine bay of the XJ12. So this one goes beside the brake booster on the brackets. I made like this. Connects to the top mounting bolt of the brake booster, and it hangs on the side there. Then this one goes to the center of the back of the engine, and this one reaches the battery on the other side of the engine bay. Then we have one here that says engine ground. This one goes to any screw you find on the engine, inlet manifold or something. So this is plus and minus. And here you have a little one called ignition. There is a wire going to the plus on your original coil. This wire comes from your ignition key. So when you turn ignition on, this wire is live with 12 volts. You take it off the coil and put it on here. And this one arms the whole system. It triggers the relay and makes everything live here. So this is the main things: plus, minus, and ignition. Then everything else here is like this one. This is the injectors of bank A. I have marked them. Injector 6A is the rear one. And you just lay them out nicely where the old harness was. There are these small clamps in the valley of the V you can connect them to if you want. Yeah. And I have these sealed sleeves. They are fuel proof, and they don't collect dust or oil or anything. They're tight and sealed. I even had a customer with the engine fire, and the whole harness actually survived. It was only burnt markings here, so this is pretty good. Also the thick parts of the harness has this sealed system. Compressor stuff. Which make it look classic and nice. It's not this modern open mesh things. It's yeah. I try to make it look nice to fit the look of your classic Jaguar. So when the injector is laid out, both sides, A bank and B bank, you just connect them to the injectors. like this. Pretty easy. Sealed connectors. And I have made these injectors with the brackets, with the logo, nice logo. So they fit the original manifold. Like this. You just put them in there and mount them, and they're tight. And this one fits into the original fuel rail of the HE engine. I include clamps here. I don't have it right here now, but I have clamps that you can just use a plier and mount it. These tubes are methanol, ethanol proof. You have this blue liner, so they can handle future fuels. And they have single spray, 20-degree cone spray pattern. Many injectors today have dual cones because they are 4-valve engines, but this one is specially picked for to fit the Jaguar. So, new Bosch injector. So that was the fuel injectors, and let me see here. It says idle. You take away the old coolant operated idle valve and install this one instead. I also have, let me see, I have it in my pocket here. I include this blanking plate. So you can take off the valve, original valve, and put this blanking plate in there instead. And then you use this one. This is an electronic idle valve. Where did it go? There. Connects just like this. And this one keeps the engine at a steady idle, which I have programmed in here. Let's say 800 RPM. It is pulsing, making the correct flow. And if you engage drive, for example, you have a little, normally the engine RPM goes a little bit down, but this one catches it up again, so it's active. And also when the engine is cold, it's higher, and when it's going up to 80 degrees, it's the idle is decreasing down to 750, 800. Very smart. And then we have here it says water temp and air temp. This one goes forward to the left side of the engine. And I include these sensors, new sensors. There are two types, pre-HE and HE, the different threads here. They go to the left-hand thermostat housing. Take off the old one, put this one in, and connect, like this. They are pre-calibrated, so for correct temperature. And this is the air sensor, also a new air sensor, because the old ones can be dirty, and dirt have an insulation effect of the sensor. So, yeah, just to be sure everything is okay, I include new sensors. These are located here on the air filter box, just beside the left thermostat housing. And if you buy the sport inlet cones from me, these ones, they mount here, like this, the same place. By the way, these cones are, yeah, you can see, you just cut out this end wall here and put this one in, and have small screws around this edge with a little silicone, and they fit. You can also cut off this cone right here and have a cold air hose that goes roots in front of the radiator if you want. Yeah. That was the temp sensors. They are long enough to reach there. And these are, this is the longest one. It goes over the engine and in front, above the radiator. There you have on the XJ12, you have all the relays there. So this is the fuel relay. I have made this connectors that fits into the original fuel relay socket. So you take off the original wires and put this one in. Then this ECU controls the fuel relay. And this one is an option, or it's not. I always do this on this kit, but it's no relay in your car. But you can control electric fan with this one. I have programmed it to trigger the relay at 88 degrees. I think it was. I can change that, but it's included then. If you want to have a fan, you can control it. On the XJS, the relay is in the boot, so then you can route these wires to the old injector harness. When you take away all the engine harness, the original engine harness, you will have injector harness plug on the right side of the engine bay with wires going back to the boot, and you can connect these fuel relay wires to this, and you can find them again in the boot and connect it to the fuel relay in the boot. So that's how I do it. This is a throttle position sensor. This one, it also comes in black from Lucas. I made this plug here. Oh. This one is not original. This is not standard. This is for a customer that wanted the output from the throttle position sensor, so I just made this extra for him. Normally it's not there. But I have seen so many Lucas sensors that it's not working. So when you order, we will have a discussion about this, because if you use a sensor that's not working or is unstable, that the ECU will think that you're applying throttle, and it will activate the enrichment system, and the engine will not run good. So I have made a map in here to make the engine work without this sensor. Then I use the signal from the vacuum in the inlet manifold, because that can also be used as engine load signal. So here is a plastic tubing that fits in here, and the other end should be connected to the back of the rear inlet manifold. There are a lot of vacuum tubes coming out there. Just put this in, and then the ECU will sense the vacuum in the manifold. So this is important. And this system is, let's see here, it's a waste spark, it says. But this one is for cars that, or if the customer don't want to use the distributor anymore, then he can take it out. And I have made this coil package. Instead of the distributor. It's a complete unit. It fits where the distributor was in the old hole. There is old ugly stuff. You can see it's a little tilted. That's why my brackets are a little tilted too. So when you put it in the hole where the distributor was, it will stand straight up and have a V12 script on top. And Under here I have marks where it says where you should connect these wires, cylinder number, and every lead has also a number, so it's easy to do it right. And I have two connectors here. Coil pack 1, that's the front one, and coil pack 2, it's the rear one, like this. Then you have ignition. The ECU controls everything. But to be able to understand where the ignition should make a spark, you need the crank sensor. Let me see here. Here is that one. Here, crank trigger. On the distributor version you don't have this wire, but on this one you have. And then I have a new sensor. Next. And I also have a bracket. I had the bracket. Yeah, here it is. Made CNC machine bracket with this one fits. Like this. It has a degree for the ignition advance and logo. And this one, if you have the old engine before Marelli, then you are missing this original bracket. This is the Marelli, and later has this system. But for the olders, they don't have this. But this bracket mounts under there and make it possible for a waste spark system on the older engines. And in addition you have this degree wheel. And this sensor has to be connected, or it will sense this trigger wheel which I made. Laser cut, bent, it is put in a lathe to make it completely round and correct. The missing one teeth, it's 24 teeth minus 1. And to be able to use this, you cannot use the old damper because it has no mounting for such a wheel. But the later engines looks like this, the damper looks like this, and it has this original 3-dog trigger wheel. So you need to get one of these. You can buy them on eBay or Simply Performance, for example. And you just take this one off. I made the shim and this one. And it fits only one way because the holes are, it's a double pin there. So then you put this one on, it has a gib here so it's correctly positioned. And then I have pre-programmed it so it should ignite the correct sequence. So that's that. Lot of parts. So then we have crank sensor, coil connectors, injectors, sensors, relay control. Yeah. And here is a lambda O2 sensor. I include a weld bung that you can drill a hole in your exhaust by the collector, and this one screws in and connects like this. Then the ECU has a closed loop control with the fuel map and tries to make the correct lambda values all the time, so the engine will run pretty good. Here is the bracket for the coils. So, and here is the coil cover with some writing in there, explanations and numbers for the spark plugs. And for the 6-liter engines, they have a different fuel rail without these rubber hoses. And I have made adapters for this as well. Then you will not get this one, but you will have this adapter instead. It bolts, now it fits there, and on the 6-liter the fuel rail is mounted on the inlet manifold. So the injector is just sitting between. So this is the solution for the 6-liter. And although you must remember that with this system you can take away all the vacuum systems, all the tubes, all the solenoids, and yeah. The only thing you need vacuum for is the automatic transmission and the air condition system. All the other vacuums tubes going around the engine must be removed and blanked off. So the only vacuum this system needs is this tube going to the ECU. So this is it. Hope you liked it. And if you have any questions, send me an email or write in the comments below the video, so more people can see your questions and my answers. So this is it. Thank you.